We once did a thing called Fat Stack Week. You would fit in Fat Stack Week, as this is what we qualify as a fat stack. What is going on? How much do you make?
Sure. So I make $8,000 after tax.
8,000 net.
Yeah, monthly. Yeah, monthly.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Well, what's spice up even more? I'm actually deferring the taxes right now, so I'm getting $10,000 a month.
Why?
Because of the current financial situation I'm in, and also just the cost of business expenses.
The current financial situation you'll be in come 6 months, 7 months, 8 months max.
Well, yeah, we have a doomsday clock ticking here for next tax season, right? But I'm the type of guy, I like my back to the wall, and that's where really the fight comes in.
You like your back against the wall.
Yep, rock in a hard place.
That's how we want to live our entire financial situation.
Yeah, it works. Especially when you're in your 20s, I think that's really good as a 20-year-old in your 20s to really full throttle it, high risk, high reward.
29, I thought.
Yeah, 29. Mm-hmm.
I thought you okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a second, you're still in your 20s.
For a second, yeah. 2 more months.
Come tax season, it won't be a back against the wall. It'll be taking paid back shots against the wall in order to make that bill do.
Yeah, well, we have a plan that we will.
We have a plan.
Yeah, we have a plan that's going to work before tax season comes.
Let's educate me on the plan then. I would love to become educated, Eli.
Yeah, sure. So I'm actually one of the co-owners of a gold mine in Uganda.
What the is happening? What the
Yeah.
Actually.
No, actually, and I could break it down for you too. It makes sense. We talk through it, and by the end of this, you're going to understand and see that this is the way to go.
Co-owner, what's your share?
So my share is 10% in the mine itself and 5% mineral rights of the actual plot of lands that we would take minerals from.
I'm sure people are going to be so happy about this, and that is not controversial at all.
They're going to love it, because like I said, there's so much red tape in America. I don't want to do business here anymore. You need to look at emerging economies.
What business have you done?
Yeah, so prior
in America,
I have like the COVID testing era when we had everybody was getting COVID tests. Me and a few guys built like a software engineering app that was for COVID testing, right?
A software engineering app.
Yeah, well, you would engineer it software wise. We didn't pay for software engineers. We built it ourselves in 6 months. And then when it was released, people would get their finger pricked, blood test, and then the results would be on the actual app itself. And
Theranos 2.0 worked really well the first time.
Yeah, it went well, actually. We partnered with an actual doctor that had an actual medical license.
Why you're a mega millionaire.
Yeah, well, what happened was my business partner...
Red tape? Was it the tape that was colored red?
No, it was not the red tape this time. It was a guy in the business side, before I learned the business world, really, that took advantage, treated us like Indian software engineers for contract, right? That we didn't know what was going on, which we didn't. He made an agreement with a doctor saying, we give you a larger share if you cover all the fees for the nurses, things like that. Come to find out, down the road, we were paying at our side of our company, just paying those fees. And so we never broke even. We made a good amount of money from that, but it all went to pay the debt that he took out.
How much did he take out?
Only $25,000.
So you only made Your successful business was you only made $25,000.
That was what he took out as a loan, and they had to take care of it.
And what is to say to this company today? The test's not as big.
It still exists, but he now is running it as a slightly different name.
Do you own?
Yeah, I have 9% shares in it still.
9%? Is it making money?
We don't know right now because, again...
You don't know?
Yeah, well, this is why. So the reason why is that the original LLC has been disbanded or ended, correct? And he created another one called... which is slightly different. And so I'm not sure the legality of that one day. It's like, can you
haven't talked to a lawyer?
No, because I don't have the funds for that right now. I'm kind of in other endeavors at the moment.
You're
yeah, we're going to backtrack to that one.
No, I'm going to go where I want to go in this conversation,
meaning,
but I appreciate it.
I mean, as myself, one day after we finish the gold operation, I'm going to backtrack to him.
Okay, gold operation.
Exactly.
What is this gold thing?
I
have to know.
Yeah, I'll break it down for you.
Break it down for me.
I got it. I'll break it down. So anyway, from New Orleans, one of my longtime friends from there, it's from New Orleans too. Let it pan out here. African-American, right? He did his ancestry test and found the tribes that he was from in Africa, right? So for several years, he was going ahead and, doing philanthropic work, investing in the communities. Long story short, we're in Uganda. We have a really...
You were in Uganda?
He was in Uganda. He went to Uganda. He spent probably the past 6 months of the last year there, again, working with one of the mine owners who's a Ugandan guy, and also making lots of networking connections there, right? And so when it came time, we have this mine there, but we need obviously investments to get the operations going. There's lithium, all kind of other minerals besides gold in there, correct?
Yes, mineral-rich continent.
Exactly.
Is that a proven mine?
Yes, the Chinese actually came like 2 years ago and they did a whole technical report on the mine.
And if it was great, they would be mining.
Yeah, they were asked for, the Chinese wanted to buy for 2 to 3 million. They said no, because that's really undershooting the value of it. If you have lithium.
So you're buying for higher with your huge net worth that is substantial when you're not even paying taxes?
This is a strategy.
Yeah, the strategy.
So you can do consignment, meaning there's other people who have gold in Africa that don't have the money or funds to get it out of the country, right? So that's where we come in. We have the export license, the mineral rights license, all of that to export their gold for them.
Okay.
And so with the profit of that, what we would do is then go ahead and start renting the equipment to do our own mining.
So you have gotten profits from that?
Not yet.
Of course not.
It's been about 1.5 years. It's a very complicated.
Of course it has.
Yeah. It's very
and
complicated.
what is the very complicated? I'm sure it is.
Okay, so we did an actual export round. We had an investor that stepped in and was like, hey, I'll cover you guys.
And an investor for an investor for an investor. This is about the third line of investment in order to you get the funds in order to start mining in a mine that you hope exists.
Yeah, it's a start, right? You baby steps, you build it up, especially Africa.
Baby steps, sure.
Yep. So anyway.
Especially Africa.
Yeah, of course. But I think people really look down at Africa a lot. And as an emerging economy, there's so much potential there. And I think people look too much in the U.S. as, yeah, there's investment vehicles in the U.S., but if you're looking for higher returns.
Higher returns, riskier returns.
Exactly.
Much more volatile countries in terms of
course.
Does that leadership exist in the next 10 years?
Yeah, high risk, high reward.
Where does the newest country exist? On the African continent.
Right, but Uganda is a very long-term and more stable compared to obviously Congo and other places.
Sure, but I am saying there's a reason why many people pick safer investments. It's not saying it's a bad continent by any means.
Of course.
But emerging comes with emerging difficulties.
Exactly, but we're not scared of those difficulties and we're taking them head on.
Of course not. Why would we be scared of any kind of risk? Because we have absolutely unlimited tolerance because everything's worked out so successfully on what you've done your entire life.
Like they say, let them cook, right? Let them cook. We're cooking.
That's what they say?
Yeah, let them cook. The recipe's almost done. The dish is almost served.
Yeah.
We're almost here.
Okay.
Yeah.
The export thing, which is you need an investment for the export thing in order to be able to fund the actual usage of the mine.
Exactly.
Not even that has worked at the beginning, so nothing's cooking.
So this is what happened. Well, we did cook. We're about halfway through 75% of cooking, right? So
halfway through 75%.
Yeah, so an investor met us in New Orleans, right? And we sat down, he said, sure, I'm gonna go ahead and cover all the fees, everything. My partner flew to Uganda. When he arrives to Uganda, the investor's like, sorry, actually, my financial advisors tell me it's too risky. I'm not going to do it.
Almost like it's an emerging economy, and this thing is not 100% proven.
But
and
you should follow your word. If you say yes and you have a guy fly all the way to Africa.
Word. I agree with following the word, but I think if someone's putting up likely millions, they probably want what is considered a more proven return on investment.
So this is just for the export of some gold. So in Uganda, it's 7% fee to do export taxes for gold. So 7% times the price of gold at that time, bullion to be specific, right? So let's say right now the gold price is 100K, which is not too far from that per kg. That would be, say, for 5 bars, 35K. At the time, we were doing 15 kg. So my partner's in Uganda, now doesn't have the money, so I step in.
We feel extra confident that it has been under an authoritarian regime since 1986.
Yep, very confident.
Yeah, authoritarian regimes in Africa, certainly never known for coups.
Hey, people in China, authoritarian regime, they still do business there too. They take the risk. There's a lot of countries.
That's been proven for multiple decades now, though. Multiple decades now. It's not on a continent with endless coups.
But by then, you don't have
right.
time to make the return. If it's already been proven, it's already too late. Right? You need to go to areas where investors won't go as much. I mean, look at all the great commodity dealers and stuff in the past, all these big companies.
Yeah, but Vietnam's much more stable, and that's an emerging economy.
Right, but Africa is a different level of extreme of returns. That's where
extreme of risk.
Exactly.
Okay, how many of your investments, your little businesses have actually played off? Because, again, I would suggest not much because this usually suggests you're So what has actually worked, big successful guy?
So we actually did able to get the gold out of Uganda.
Besides the gold, what have you done that has been successful?
Nothing yet. We're still working on it.
So I absolutely have no trust in anything you're saying in terms of the return on investment that you can have.
Exactly. You got to work on first, try different things. And that's what I did for several years. And now we're on this one. And I have proven I was able to get the gold out of Uganda. I put my own money up. The problem was the buyer, which we flew to Turkey to meet him personally, was rushing the gold delivery. So last minute, we're like, all right, this is the only route. Went through Kenya, which is going Dubai to Turkey, right? Well, when it got to Kenya, it got seized up in customs. And so there's 1.5 million bar.
I would never invest in an economy that is relying on 42% of their economy being from oil. Oil.
Well, gold reserves there are huge, and our mine is near the border of Congo. So the parts per million is like 0.30, very high. And so just when we start digging, it's going to be a really massive one. Even now, when they're doing artisanal type mining, I mean, they're getting 1 to 2 kgs every few weeks. And that's just from artisanal, from people in the area using shovels.
Sorry,
buckets.
42% live in poverty. I had the wrong statistic there, but...
Yeah. But again, it's all...
No, their oil's not even fully online. What a
Yeah. Again, we're talking about gold here. We're not talking about oil.
and yeah, but they've been trying to get their oil economy online for a long time now, and they can't even get that. And you're trying to get gold out of there. Good luck, dude. How much did you put into this?
That one, it was 75K.
That one.
75K to
You
export.
personally?
Yeah, me personally.
You put in 75,000.
Yeah, my partner's in there in Uganda waiting. The buyer's in Turkey waiting. I'm like, these are moments
Yeah,
that
waiting forever and ever and ever.
Well, I sent the money. They went ahead and tested gold,
Fun
everything.
fact, by the way, I'm just going to let you know.
Yeah.
Just based on knowing some successful people.
Okay.
And what successful people do with their money. If this was a slam dunk easy, everyone in the world would be fucking doing this and eating you alive.
And it wouldn't be worth it.
You would not basically have access to this.
Well, right now it's a gold seller's market. Everybody's buying gold. Dubai, Hong Kong, Turkey, all these refineries. You could bring it to Dubai right now.
So if it was such a good business, many successful people would be doing it, and you would not have access as easy as that.
The barrier to entry is very hard, though. It's very difficult.
Exactly, which is why the wealthy person would be doing it and not you.
Well,
who do you think has better connections? Who do you think has better funds to get in there?
Well, that's the thing. So now we have really good connections. We are direct.
And also, if it was actually worth it, China would have upped their offer.
We have, I mean,
in the mine.
Chinese, they traditionally always undercut you so cheap.
They want a good return on their investment. But
Exactly,
if it was actually worth it, they would still...
2 to 3 million to insult. That's why that was not taken.
Insult. I don't think it's insult. It's not a personal endeavor.